always know where I'm headed, but I always find a way to keep going. Roll with me. Okay, so I decided to do a part 2 to, excuse me, my last video, where I asked, basically, was there a moment where Job trusted God before the blessings? Like during his, like a transitional period, did Job trust God before the blessings came in, right? And so I reread the story, and what I found kind of like not only just blew me away, but also confirmed what I was feeling. Like, it's just, I always like to reference the story of Job when I'm thinking about anything I've gone through, where I went through a season of loss or struggle. Like, I always turn back to the story of Job. And we know how it ends, right? Double for his troubles. Excuse me, blessings restored, right? So he went from struggle to restoration. But that in between, I never paid attention to it. That space where the wounds are still fresh, nothing's making sense. And, I know for a fact that Job still trusted God, but was there a moment where he was able to just like total surrender? Like, I don't know what's about to happen. So good, bad, ugly, and different, it's going to all work out. So, just to break it down for people who don't know the story of Job, at the start of the book of Job, Job loses everything: his wealth, his children, his health. And at first he responds with incredible faith, like the Lord gave and the Lord take away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. But then that reality sets in. Like chapter after chapter, Job was struggling, like wrestling hard, like questioning God. Cursed the day he was born. Like, he was just raw and real. And honestly, most of us do the same. Like, dang, like, God, what have I done to deserve this? You feel the depression, you feel the anxiety, you feel the worry, you feel all the things. And you talk to God about it and be like, what's up? Like, what is up, right? So there was a moment that changed, like this, so there was a moment where after I reread it, I think the verse is Job 42. After God speaks out of the whirlwind, not with explanations, but with questions, right? Job replies, I know that you can do all things. I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. And that right there, that moment, that is the surrender. Job isn't saying, hey, thanks for the blessings, because he hadn't been restored yet, right? He hadn't received anything in return yet at this moment where he had this ultimate surrender. He was still sitting in the ashes and covered in sores, right? Because like I said, Job went through it. And yet something shifts. He moves from demanding answers to resting in presence, resting in that peace, from control to trust. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, to me, that's huge, because it shows us something about faith. It's not about having clarity, right? It's about letting go of the need to have it. Trusting when there's no visible reason to. When everything screams, God forgot you, you say, even in all that, even here, I trust you. Whew. Whew. So what does that mean for us? Right? What does that mean for you and I? Maybe you're in your own ashes right now, waiting for something to change, praying for restoration. right? Or maybe something just happened that's just like the straw that's about to break your back. Because I ain't about to call you a camel, but if you are, hey, but maybe that's where you are. Job's story reminds us that peace does not come after the blessing. It comes when you stop wrestling for answers and rest in who God is. Before the doors open, before the healing, because trust isn't about what God does, it's about who God is, right? That's all I have. You know, if this hit home for you, let me know in the comments. Like, what does trusting God in the dark look like for you? And if you haven't had a chance to see my last video where I, was kind of trying to get to this point where, where we are now, go check that out. I'll link it somewhere in the description. It's going to be linked somewhere. But until next time, keep the faith, even in the midst of the ashes, the storm. Okay? I love you all. Peace.